first met Laura about 3 years ago through another friend, and then this summer, through quite a coincidence, I answered a phone call in the church office after hours, and I heard her voice again for the first time in a few years. And I've been very blessed to get to reconnect with her, to get to know her, and to get to hear how God has carried her over the last couple months. And she'll share a little bit about that as she shares this song that she wrote with us tonight. So you can welcome her, Laura Cameron.
I just think that it's so amazing. We all have different stories, but I can certainly relate with every woman on the stage tonight. But I do feel like I have to confess this because there are several people in the room who've known me since high school and even elementary. I never, ever won a presidential fitness award. And my teachers were happy if I remembered to bring my books to class. If I did homework, they threw parties. So, I just want to share a little bit about my recent life with you guys tonight. Tonight, I'm blessed with this opportunity to share what the Lord is doing in my life. This opportunity is so much more amazing because it's not what He has done, but what He is doing. I spent the last 6 years of my life married to my best friend, Josh. I adored my husband. I truly thought we had it all. We had love and friendship. He was on the worship team at our church. I was the director of kids' church. We were planning our whole lives together. Our biggest struggle was trying to conceive a child. It took 5 years of battling infertility, but finally we were expecting our first baby this year. When we heard the news, we wept together. I remember leaving the hospital after our first ultrasound. The way he walked out into the street in front of me, as if to stop any cars that might magically appear over the horizon to run me over. That baby was loved. The baby was wanted. One night in May, Josh was out of town. I awoke in the night terrified by one thought. What if I lose this baby? It was as if there was a recording playing again, on repeat in my mind, just listing the names of all the women I knew that had had miscarriages. It just kept playing over and over and over. I prayed asking the Lord to make it stop, begging for some peace, relief from this paralyzing fear. I got on my knees in the night and I pleaded with the Lord for the life of my precious little child. The Lord firmly moved me in my spirit and called me to His word. I was tempted to turn to a familiar passage of comfort, but the Lord guided me to Luke. I drank in the words of Zechariah being told by an angel of the Lord that Elizabeth would have a baby after years of being barren. I felt this was a promise from the Lord that my baby would be okay. Peace washed over me, and I returned to bed. For the next several weeks, I clung to that promise. I bought maternity clothes, started playing in the nursery, built castles in the sky with Josh. We picked out a name. I felt sure the child was a girl. I just knew it. She was to be called Avia, which means God is my Father. The next time I found myself on my knees was in June. I was in my bathroom, holding my tiny dreams in my hands. That would be the only time I get to hold my child in this life. I'm going to share a song with you now that I wrote many years ago for a child I used to babysit. I wrote it to comfort her one evening when the troubles of a 3-year-old seemed to be too much for her little heart to bear. In the past couple of months, God has reworked the song in my heart. I now know that these are the words He is singing to me. When I chose the name Avia, I didn't know how fitting it was. My daughter is in the presence of her father, and though I cannot sing this lullaby to her at night, I know that He can. And there's one thing I cannot hide. I know I'll always be on your side. In this world there are things that will hurt you. When this life's giving in all around you. And there's one thing I cannot hide. I know I'll always be on your side. Oh, my child, I cannot lie. There are things you cannot change. Just close your eyes and say a prayer. And wherever you may be, know I am there. Oh, my child, all this life is before you. All the joy that my love can afford you. And there's one thing I cannot hide. I know I'll always be on your side. And there's one